everybody, welcome back to AlexCloud2275 stream. Hope you're all doing well this fine day. I'm doing good. Ready and raring to bring you another fantastic episode of Final Fantasy XVI. For my gaming pleasure and your viewing pleasure, I do ask that you do any likes, follows, comments, and subscribes that you may wish or want to do, now or in the future. For now, however, we're just going to continue on. We'll switch things up a bit. Because obviously we're getting to double circlet of mastery. I'm using non-real dice. Like, not just the fictional dice, but like beyond that, specific Ds for the amount of things I have. And this is what I've rolled. So I'm rolling all the bottom tiers. Keeping the mid-tier, like, what they would be, and the upper tier what they would be as their super form. Or what I've decided their super form is. So, just gonna be that simple. For now, however, we're just gonna jump in, speak with Cyril about that will.
The bearer of the burning quill is within, my lord. Prithee enter. Your Grace, my lord, I trust your journey was not overly onerous.
Cyril, you found a letter from Father?
Yes, I have it here. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
I know that I ask much of you in the coming war, but I see no other way to secure the future of our duchy and our family. Yet, even should we succeed in subduing the savages and winning back Drake's breath, the threat of the Blight still looms, and with all of Rosaria striving as one, we might last overcome it. I have made plans to see us through, but there are such obstacles that stand in our way. It'll likely fall to you to continue our work. I know that you have the strength and courage and will to do so. It shall be an arduous inheritance, so I offer you another that might be reminded of the love, the faith that I hold for you both of you.
An inheritance?
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate. What are these plans he spoke of?
His plans for the duchy, your grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the burning quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new university to further the development of non-magical technologies. With the blight spreading ever more widely across the twins, Archduke Elwyn saw this as the only means of securing Rosaria's survival.
He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals, to see centuries of common wisdom overturned. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, he would never have written this message. Nor would he have entrusted his vision to his most faithful aides, those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of the less benevolent personages at court.
It's a pity only they are still with us.
'Tis true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess's wrath. But one at least remains, and she has come bearing gifts.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she explain, my lord. After all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extended only to recovering His Grace's will and arranging a meeting with the one who might execute it, or a part of it at least.
And where is this woman?
She awaits you in the archive, Your Grace.
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
Speak with her where? Oh, our archive, right? No, wait, that's wrong. Yeah, it should still be here somewhere. Oh. Up there somewhere. And what's this quest? Cyril.
Lord Marquis, if you have a moment.
What is it, Cyril?
One of our brethren lately journeyed across the strait in order to pursue a new avenue of inquiry in our ongoing investigation. He sent an owl some while ago, but we have heard naught from him since.
Was he surveying another fallen ruin?
No. The object of his study was a savior cult that has arisen in Ash in recent years. We believe it may have some connection to the Circle of Malleus, an ancient religion that worshipped Ultima as its god. By gaining an understanding of this new faith, we hoped to learn more of the Circle's original beliefs.
And so you sent one of your brothers to Ash? A continent teeming with orcs and Akashic?
Fully cognizant of the risks, yes. I entrusted the mission to one of the most able of our order, the Third Chair, a master of the arts of combat and survival both. Though he has been silent for some days now, I have thus far refrained from sending any others in search of him, lest they be lost in turn. Yet, it seemed only right to inform you of the situation, given your unique experience of the perils of Ash. For as you so earnestly advised me, it would not do to abandon a man to his fate, when he might yet be saved.
Yep, let's go to the Third Chair's aid.
It would not. But Ash is a big place. Can you be any more specific?
Perhaps. The last owl I received from him mentioned a village where he had heard the cult were wont to assemble. Mickleburg was its name. It lies in the southern reaches of Waloed. If aught ill befell him, I expect it did so there.
Right. I'll see what I can do.
You are much too kind, my lord. Go then, with my hopes, and may the Firebird's flame ever burn in your heart.
Whew, duty of the undying. No, let's not prioritize that. That's all Ash side of things.
When last I heard from him, the Third Chair was bound for Mickleburg. If you mean to seek him out, my lord, I can think of no better place to start.
News has reached us of the black bulk that soars over the strait. Lord Cyril has ordered our survey teams to investigate it forthwith. It would seem that your battle is coming to a head, my lord. I pray that you and your brother will emerge victorious. May the Firebird's flame burn ever in your hearts, and guide you back home safely.
If this new faith really is an offshoot of the Circle of Malleus, then...
Let's concentrate on finding the Third Chair first, shall we?
This is the Requietry, an archive where we of the Undying collect and collate our findings. Fragments of Ultima's true nature surely lie buried within these pages. We have only to unearth them.
Lord Cyril, the Acolyte Station across this area, report curious change in the primeval structures that are referred to as monoliths. Following the fall of Drake's tail and the changes in the skies, allow me to present my preliminary findings of our archaeological investigations into those monoliths most near at hand. We were able to visually confirm the activation of the structure in the northern reaches of Velcroy, but the sandstorms forced our temporary retreat. We make the second attempt when the winds drop. In Dracos Deep, our team was able to make direct contact with the monolith. However, no further changes was observed upon touching its surface, nor upon dealing with the several stout blows with fist or blade. Whatever the purpose of its activation, it would appear to be other than the defensive echoes we have encountered among the previous relics of the Fallen and their predecessors. We shall continue our investigations both on the monoliths proper and any historical writings that might refer to them, and inform your lordship forthwith as they may produce any discoveries of note. May the phoenix flames burn ever in your heart. Tombjack, the Second Order of Archaeology. First Order Archaeologians, Dalmec and Wing, 53rd Monthly Report, Item 1. Further discoveries from our acolytes ensconced in the recently displaced mountain dwellings of remote settlements. The diminutive tribe's main village appears to be the recipient of regular deliveries of supplies from Hugo Kupta's men of the Rock. On inquiring with the locals, it became apparent that they have the deepest respect for the one they call Lord Kuka, but whether he has merely brought their loyalty or is to some degree deeper connection between the tribe and the Titan remains unclear.
The Undying are not the only secret fellowship in this realm, you know. There are others, each working for their own ends. Why, not so very long ago, a society committed to discovering how one might cast magics without a catalyst was found to be operating throughout Valisthea. They were denounced as heretics, rooted out, and driven from our shores, never to be seen again.
Cyril's guest.
My lord, your grace. I hardly recognize you. I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the Phoenix and his shields. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift. I only hope you can forgive my tardiness in bringing it to you.
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude for your service to our house and to our father.
I merely did my duty, as any proud Rosarian would.
My lady, perhaps you could explain a little more? What exactly is the gift you bring?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain keepsakes upon their coming of age.
Indeed it has. Our father often spoke of the day when our turn would come.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both. Alas, he did not live. Indeed, he was taken from us even before they could be completed. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be. And his gifts remain incomplete.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you, as they are. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished articles, not these works in progress. But with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed, I had little choice. You are grown men now, and his house is yours. And while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone in his stead, I know that nothing would have pleased him more than for you to do so.
Thank you, Lady Goditha.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady. May our father's will be done.
Oh, I am much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this Heartstone, my lady?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply happening upon it. It is found in the bellies of elder griffins, you see. We do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen has made its nest in Titan's Wake, not far from here.
A certain specimen?
You are most perceptive, Your Grace. In answer to your unspoken question, yes. In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking its movements since you were but a boy. Were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield, it would surely make your father proud.
What say you, Joshua?
What else?
The griffin your father meant to slay is currently nesting in Titan's Wake, not far from here. Slay it in his stead, and claim the Heartstone that he could not.
Oh, would you look
Titan's
at that?
Wake. To the south of here.
That was
We
exactly
must
where
not
I
be
was
hasty.
going.
The good lady has been disappointed once already.
I was just about to head to Titan's Wake. What a lovely
This
coincidence.
is hide unlike any I've had the pleasure of handling. My clients will pay a fortune.
Come on.
Let's roll.
You deserve a rest.
I have to get used to that.
Eyes peeled, Joshua.
Would you look at that? A griffin. Smurger.
There it is. For House Rosfield. It's over.
Heartstone! Griff is something akin to a crystal's curse. Their flesh slowly turning to stone over a lifetime of channeling ether. Unlike bearers, however, the effect is far more gradual and limited to a sack around their hearts. The slower progress of petrification resulting in the formation of gemstones of rare beauty.
Is this the Heartstone?
I expect Lady Goditha will know.
Cool. Alright. Well. That's that monster seated. You have been beaten, demon. Beaten, I tell ye. Four. Cool. Alright. Now just walk through Titan's Wake until we find it, I guess. How far does Titan's Wake go through? I mean, it could be in there, and it could be in there. We'll find out. Oh, there he is. He's a big bastard. Thanatos!
Another new friends, Ultima. If it's me you want, I'm right here. Fine hand. Nice try.
Woohoo! Notorious Mark slain. And many, many gills for me. I will take many, many gills. And we got some dark steel. Extremely similar to iron, yet darker, harder, and heavier. Whatever fell magic's ultimate employed in its creation, the metal has thus far proven impossible to reproduce. Obtained by defeating Thanatos, or the Prince of Death.
And don't come back.
Alright. Heartstones. And I suppose another roll of a D5, which doesn't exist. Let's hop on this and class this as a reroll. I've pressed it too many times. Alright, cool. We've rolled a 1. I rolled a 1. I rolled a 1. Cool.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Back to Tabor. Oh, abilities.
That's better. I missed my turning. to the stables, girl.
Thank the Founder you were safe. The Griffin is slain then?
And the Heartstone claimed.
Yes, this radiant luster like frozen flame. It is just as your father described it. Thank you, my lord. Your grace. Your father would be so proud.
Lady Goditha, the lapidary is ready.
Thank you, Cyril. I will be with him shortly. If you would excuse me, I shall have the stone cut and set forthwith. The armbands are complete. Pray, take them. They are yours, after all. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. It symbolizes unwavering will and devotion. And the graven vines encircling the stone represent the unbreakable bonds between you.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside the duchy. Enemies who would thwart his vision. Only with unwavering devotion would it ever be realized.
And only if we stood together, as Phoenix and Shield, as brothers in arms. Only then might those enemies be overcome.
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of the task he would entrust to you, his heirs. But this was more than just a message. It was a promise. That he would always be with you.
Thank you, Lady Goditha, for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father's will.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures for her own. Even if the armbands were incomplete, she would surely not have overlooked them. So, how were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of his intentions for the bands, of the deep love he had for both of you, and his hopes for your future. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle. It was then that I knew she meant to betray us. I tried to warn your father, but it was too late. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up the armbands and I fled into the night.
And thank the Founder you did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, thinking I might claim the Heartstone on its passing. And so my pursuit continued, until Lord Cyril appeared before me. He informed me that his Grace's will had been recovered, and that his sons were alive and well.
Lady Goditha, on behalf of my father and all the people of Rosaria, I thank you for your loyal service.
As do I.
Thank you, my lord. Your Grace, for coming back to us, for giving my service meaning. I remain your faithful servant, my lord.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance that was denied you for so long.
It is. And we thank you for the part you played, Cyril.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, might I suggest that you make your way to your father's memorial atop Hawk's Cry Cliff? Let him see that you have received his blessing. and that his vision lives on in you.
I suppose it would be churlish not to. What do you say, Clive? Should we pay Father a visit?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks before we left for Origin.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. It has been since the day we recovered it from Phoenix Gate. I prithee claim it, for it too is a part of your inheritance, and I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hands than perched upon some lonely rock.
Thank you, Cyril. Come on, Clive. He's waiting.
I remain your faithful servant, my lord.
Cool. Alright, so what's that? Is it wearable gear? Yeah, looks wearable. Oof. That's a higher increase to health by 18. Not bad. Fashioned after those pictures adorning the wrist of the mythical founder in ancient engravings of Archduke Elmwin, intended for a gift to these bands of his beloved sons upon their coming of age, and that they might serve to remind them of the unbreakable bonds that they share as proud signs of the ducal line, and the unwavering devotion that would be required to see their duty done. Right, -3 to defense kind of sucks, but that plus 18 to health, that's just math. Alright, where are we going? Hawk's Cry Cliff. Okay. Right, we'll go to Buckland first.
Come on. Run like the wind.
Have care.
All right.
Be safe. Titan!
Good girl. Thanks, girl.
Farewell.
Come on.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Good girl.
Run like the wind.
straight home now. Come on.
Faster!
Ah, I won't be able to get it from here, will I? Because that doesn't go down like that, does it? No. Okay, fair enough. Alright. Fast travel to Bockton then. I am wrong. Thought I'd be able to ride my way through, but I'm wrong.
You won't find a finer array this side of the strait.
I don't think I find anything this side of the strait.
A fine choice. You've
I mean,
a
on the other side of the
discerning
strait.
eye. May Gilbert smile upon you.
Let's see what other people have to say.
Oh, God. No one's going to buy a pot now.
Please.
Is it true about Twinside?
Crust of bread.
Those poor people.
Why, it hardly seems real. I keep expecting to see Theodore, waiting for me at the caravans.
Now that's finished. So are we.
Have you seen what's washed up at our gates? Imperial nobles, no less.
I don't know whether to pity them for the trials they went through in Twinside, or to say it's their own bloody fault for stealing the city in the first place.
Please. I've walked the length of the Crystal Road without a drop of water.
We'll bring you a skin after you tell us what happened in the Dominion.
Just between you and me, we lost contact with the forward camps a while ago. Till we know more about the situation in Twinside, the gates are staying shut.
What am I to do? My entire fortune sleeps at the bottom of the Strait of Author.
Not your entire fortune. Those rings will buy you some bread.
Eloise is a strong woman. She'll get through this, with some help from her friends.
Look, everyone, just take what you need. Coin be damned.
Damn.
Do you see that too?
There are many variations of the Zemeckis legend, but almost all agree that man was punished for presuming to set foot in the sanctum of the gods. Some describe it as holy, others heavenly, which is to say, of the heavens. Could it be that the baleful mass that now glowers over us is this very sanctum? Have the gods returned to pass judgment upon us once more?
Yeah, I totally forgot that's the core part of all of this.
It can't be. I'm seeing things.
The giant thing. That's the thing that I'm avoiding. Being like, oh yeah, there's a big, massive quest there.
Papa, what keeps it in the air? Why doesn't it fall?
Don't you go tempting fate, girl.
What is it?
Don't ask me.
Oh, please. Just make it stop. Make it stop. I'm scared.
It's all right. I'm here.
Nothing good's gonna come of this, I'm telling you.
Just looking at it's enough to send a shiver down your spine.
Let's go.
Caution, brother.
Can't be Rutherford, can it?
Turncoats and cowards, the lot of you! If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you shall have!
Allow me.
I don't need your...
Please, Field Marshal, oblige him. This won't take long.
You're right. It won't. Men, finish him.
Oh, you're so screwed, bucko. I did warn them, and how screwed they were.
A little longer than I'd have liked. Field Marshal Havel, I presume. Are either of you injured?
No, my lord. You arrived just as our escort turned on us.
Fucking traitors. I'd heard reports of soldiers in the outlying regions abandoning the oaths they swore. But I hadn't thought the corruption had reached so close to the heart of the Republic. It's a fucking disgrace. Your interfering old bastard of an uncle tried to warn me, of course. My lord Marquis. Or is Sid the Outlaw more to your liking?
Call me what you want. It doesn't change who I am, or the urgency of the message I bring. My uncle has a plan to right the realm, and he needs your help to see it through.
Before I agree to anything, I'd have you answer one question. What do you stand to gain from all this?
I won't deny that I might benefit from further chaos. But I seek a new beginning for all of us. And while the choices I've made may not always have been the right ones, I know I made them for the right reasons. For so long, so many of us have been told how we could live, how we could die, when it should have been our decision all along. Now we have a chance to put things right. But in order to take it, we must stand together. Even if it be beside those with whom we don't see eye to eye.
Certainly not the words I expected from an outlaw. But perhaps your uncle was right. You are no ordinary outlaw. I'll never hear the end of this. All right. I'll start by ordering my most trusted guard to bring the Dhalmekian fringes under control. Next, I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial Army and see if I can't convince them to try and restore order in their own territory.
Thank you, Field Marshal.
But they are not the only ones we will need to convince.
What do you mean?
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals. But those they answer to require a different kind of persuasion. And when it comes to honeyed words, well, we will need an envoy. One who can court even the most stubborn of statesmen. You, perhaps.
I'm flattered. But I'm no diplomat either. And I have other problems to attend to. What we need is a skilled arbitrator. And I may know just the person.
Is that so? And would he happen to be an outlaw too?
Of a different kind, perhaps.
Well, beggars can't be choosers. I suppose we'll all have to find a little of the outlaw in ourselves if we're to make it through this. Very well. Send your man to me right away.
I shall.
My Lord Marquis. Your Lord Uncle bade me escort the Field Marshal to his manor in Port Isolde.
And I will see that my associate joins you there.
Very good, my lord.
An envoy. I'm not sure I'm the man to talk anyone round. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine. No. This is a job for someone with experience. Someone like Quentin. I hope I can convince him at least.
Ah, Quentin. Speak to Quentin in the Gold Bales. Alright. Let's go to the Hawk's Cry Cliff and sort this one out. And then...
Unwavering will and an unbreakable bond. Do you really think we're strong enough?
Save the world? Of course. To have overcome Father's political enemies. That I'm less certain. Especially knowing what we know now. What Mother was truly capable of. But perhaps these bands would have helped. Knowing he was with us would have made all the difference.
It's just back there. Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. And I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
We won't lay you down.
Onward then.
Onward. To the end.
And to a new beginning.
Rusted battle helm. The Archduke Elwin's helm worn during his victorious campaign to quell the northern uprising. War is coming, my boy, and we must make ready. Archduke Elwin, displayed in Clive's chambers. Joining hands with Joshua. Joshua has joined Clive's party and will remain until departing for Origin. Isn't that what I just did? Hasn't he been with me this entire time? Alright, well, hey ho. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Do any likes, follows, comments, and subscribes that you may wish or want to do now or in the future. For now, I'm going to take a break, be back with you with one more stream, and then I'm going to crash out.